Hey everybody, it's Thea and welcome back to Garden Goddess Tarot. Today, the video that I have concocted for you is a wonderful little collection of decks, Oracle and Tarot, that I don't really use all that often. It's a very vulnerable look at the part of the library that just doesn't get the love. I think this is just a really good indication of kind of how things move in and out of our lives. Some decks are, you get them and you use the crap out of them forever and they're like lifetime staple decks. Some decks come in and you use the crap out of them and then they're kind of, the time with you is up and they move on and then it was great. Other times they sit there forever and you're like, I don't know about you. And then all of a sudden something clicks and you have a like wild and crazy couple of months with them, or it turns into something long-term. I don't know, the way we interact with decks is like any relationship. They shift and change, reason, season, or lifetime sort of situation. So this video is just going to be a look at those ones in that kind of last category where I just haven't found the time, so I will take personal responsibility for not taking the time to get to know them, but at the same time they haven't like really shone for me just yet, so so we'll see. We'll do a look. There's also going to be a little declutter in here too. There are some in this stack that have been in the purgatory area for quite some time, so I'll make footnotes of those ones. I'll let you know which ones are probably going to be leaving the collection, but for the most part, a lot of them, I just want to look at them and maybe see if I can notice some common threads between the type of decks that I buy fully expecting and intending to work with them, but then for one reason or not, it doesn't happen. So that's what we're going to do today. Another quick note as well, real quick before we get into it, the channel memberships is finally live. The In the Garden of the Goddess secret member space exists. It's behind the scenes. You are all welcome to investigate and have access to it. And for those of you that are already in there, the first round of monthly readings, the earth signs, air signs, water signs, and fire sign month ahead readings will go up tomorrow on the solstice. So keep an eye out for those. They'll be there and ready for you. That is at the first tier of the membership levels. So I'm very excited to share those with you. Now they were quite fun to film. So they're up there, and for anybody else, if you have any questions, let me know. There's an intro video a few videos back just talking about channel memberships and what there is to offer within them. I think it's just a great, wonderful little private space where I can share a little bit more detail, a little bit more personal whatnots about what I do there, as well as a space for community for you guys to get to interact with each other, with me, have questions, guided tarot practices, personal readings, you know, the gamut. Cornucopia of fun. So anyway, so anyway, that being said, let's move on to a big old pile of decks that I do not use very often. Alrighty, let's get cracking. I have a stack of decks that I realized that I really need to pull out more. This was one of the first ones, and I always think about it. This is the Tarot Decluttered, which I think is officially how you say it because it is Spanish, but I've also always mentally referred to it as Tarot Decluttered, but I'm pretty sure it's Tarot Decluttered. It's Fournier is a Spanish publisher, so that makes sense. They also do the Spanish Tarot, Tarot del Fuego, etc., etc. So they're the lines. Beautiful. Look at that box. Stunning. And I am obsessed with the size of this cute little deck. It is, if you've got little hands, this is the nicest thing to shuffle in the world. Let me show you. It's like butter. Backs are gorgeous. And the fronts also very gorgeous. It's more of a modern deck for my taste as well, which is I think another reason why I don't reach for it very often. But I like it. I just don't think I love it, you know? Like, I'm not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna grab Tarot Decluttered today. I don't know why. Oh, I love that card. That's beautiful. The perspective on that card, stunning. Like, I don't even really mind the couple of little cheeky pop culture references, the like little bit of modernity, the very strange way it throws the archetypes on its head sometimes. Horses with sticks tied to their heads. Like, come on! That's hilarious. That adds even more, like, another layer to the Five of Wands in that it is a show. It is just a competition. It's a pissing contest, right? Like, they've literally tied sticks to their heads to pretend to be unicorns and fight. Like, it's hilarious. I love that. But yeah, no, this deck it's beautiful. It's fun. It's got a little bit of, like, casual, not deep mythology kind of in it. Like, there's a harpy, but I'm not sure how much of the harpy myth was taken into account when in the context of the Four of Cups, but who knows, maybe. The guidebook is sparse. I don't even think I keep it in there. It's kind of like a basic Fournier guidebook to all tarot, so I just, it's fun and cheeky, but again, for some reason, I'm not like, oh yes, I'm gonna grab that one. But this is firmly in the category of maybe I should pick it up more. Because it is beautiful. Who's it by? Who is l'artiste? Does it even say on the box? I think this one also commits the cardinal sin of not putting the author's name on the box. Hold on. And on the bottom, I'm gonna say no. Nope, I forget her name. I'll have to look it up, but yeah. The Emperor in his new clothes, how cute. But yeah, oh, it's cute. Lots of little references, but again, one I do not often reach for. Look at that. Oh, I like that. That is a good Seven of Pentacles. Mostly just because I'm a sucker for an olive tree, but anyway. The Tarot Decluttered. Again, another one, like, as being a Spanish deck, it's got a little bit of a Mediterranean flair to it, which is right up my street. Anyway. Yeah, that is one that I can honestly say that I do not use often enough. Another one that I do not use often enough is this. It's in this bag. This is the Elemental Tarot by John Astrop and Carolyn Smith, I think. It's the same author as the Moon Oracle and the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. And this is their tarot. And I love an elemental based deck, so I thought, yeah, this one's gonna be for me. I love the art style. Their art style in all of their decks is stunning and amazing. There's a lot of various mythologies from various pantheons through here. There's a lot of references to gods across the board. Here, I'll flip through some cards, of course. They have, however, changed the astrological, like, it's not a Golden Dawn deck. It's not like they've changed the astrological associations, but it is just fundamentally not a Golden Dawn deck. So the Golden Dawn associations are not on it, which trips me up because I'm a Golden Dawn girly when it comes to my associations. They're just the ones I know, the ones I use, and how I experience tarot. It's the same structure, but it's fire, air, earth, water instead of wands, cups, swords, pentacles, which is fine. Can get on with that, no problem. But they've got weird decans. So it does, however, though, have a great title, keyword, and even like reference to God or like a quote, like on this is the major card, so 2, the Virgin. So this is the High Priestess. And it'll be receptivity. I am shame. I am boldness. I am shameless. I am ashamed. Like, woo. Lots to think about there. A little bit of a paradox, a little bit of a duality situation, which works well. High Priestess pillars, etc., etc. But in this case, she is in the woods under the moon, which also works for her. So it's different. It is a different type of tarot deck. A lot of them have, so this is one with a god reference, a Guatemalan god of the whirlwind, so it's a minor arcana card, 10 of air, 10 of swords, and that is the energy. So it'll be cloud energy, is 8 of air, is Chernobog or Balabog, Slavic god of day and night, which you may remember from American Gods, if anybody saw that one. Anyway, it's not a walkthrough on this deck. I'm just saying that, like, the extra layers make it difficult to, like, use as I would a standard tarot where I like to pile like 18 million cards on top of each other and then weave a story. I don't know the deck well enough to do that with it yet, which again is on me, but at the same time, if it's like Tarot Decluttered over here, I could layer a million cards on top of each other and read them that way, just because it is like deep down it's a Golden Dawn deck because it's based on the Rider-Waite Smith, which is also a Golden Dawn deck. So This one, though, is different enough that it kind of trips me up a little bit. Like here, the Nine of Earth has Pluto and Venus on it, whereas we know the Nine of Pentacles is Venus and Virgo, so that's different. But I could just ignore that and then use here the Hindu King of Heaven god that they've depicted on this Nine of Pentacles. So, and then also forest energy is there too, and then there's hieroglyphs on the side that I also need to learn. So there's just so much in these cards. That, but they're beautiful, and I'm curious, but I'm not like, I don't know, I don't have the bandwidth at the moment to learn it all, so I don't know what to do with this one. But that being said, I haven't used it all that much. It's so pretty. Oh, I love this. This is a Fool card, and this was one of the ones that really sold me too. So Uranus is there, which is nice, and Neptune also. I don't really fanny around with the outer planets when it comes to tarot as a rule, like Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. Like I don't really. So when those ones are thrown on there, it again trips me up a little bit. But it is potential. I am the unlearned, and they can learn from me, and I love that. Tickles my brain. So good. Yeah, one of Earth is a seed. Like, it makes sense. They're great associations. And if I do just kind of stick to knowing that that's the Eight of Pentacles and that's like the Earth energy that it represents, I can work with it that way, but I just feel like I am skirting around all the other information that's on it. But anyway, that's just a me problem. Anyway, that is the Elemental Tarot by John Astrop and Carolyn Smith. So I guess while we're here, I may as well talk about the other elephant in the room. This is their other deck, the Moon Oracle, and I'd purchased this one before the Elemental Tarot even, thinking, yeah, I'm going to use this. Because I love the Oracle of the Radiant Sun so much, and I'm like, I need to spend more time with the moon, I need to do more moon work, I'm not connected to the moon at all. So I'm gonna get this Oracle, and I have a few people, some friends that absolutely love this. Candy cannot stop talking about how great it is. And I thought, okay, let's give her a try. Gorgeous backs. I think this is still in order. Yeah. I haven't even shuffled this yet because I don't know what to do with it. So I have all of the moon phases here. We have crescent, first quarter, gibbous, full moon, and disseminating last quarter, balsamic, black moon for each of the elements. So that's all of those moons in fire. So we just came through the new moon in Gemini, so that's an air. So that will be a black moon in air, and it's revision. So that was like, if we're looking time-wise, that was the one we just came through. So could have pulled that out and worked with that energy, read a bit in the guidebook about it, you know, so on and so forth. So all of the phases in the elements of the signs are here, handy. So I get those. Those seem like they'd be useful. There's a bunch of moon goddesses and or goddesses in general that you can tie their energy to working with the moons. We've got Ishtar, Artemis, Venus, Athene, Hera, Isis, Demeter, Gaia, Lilith, Kali, Hecate, Freya, and then we get into the moon mansion. So these I know most of these goddesses actually quite well. So I could work with these. They are stunning and gorgeous. That'd be great. Love that. So far so good. These, however, I don't know how to deal with these. These are the Moon Mansions cards, which I guess are kind of like decans, but not really. Like, it's a certain amount of degrees that the moon kind of moves through, and there is 28 of them, and they each have their own energy and keyword here. And I'm like, great, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm not really compelled to spend a lot of time working with the moon in that kind of intimacy, so it just feels like trouble for me. And then when you get into the book, it's actually, I've saved this. It has years worth. Like, when they published this, they published moon tables all the way up until 2032. We have all of the phases of the moon in which sign. How awesome is that? So that's all in here, like that. And then it talks about the mansions and phases and stuff and explains everything, but just, I don't really know, like, I can't use this like I would use a normal oracle deck. Like, I'm hesitant to shuffle these all in together because I feel like they don't belong together. Like, the phases mixed in with the moon mansions and the goddesses all jumbled together in one big deck. that doesn't feel right for me, but at the same time, I don't really know how to use like just this many goddesses. Maybe pull one a month, or 12 probably. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, there is 12. So I could pull one of these a month and work with them, but I do goddess work in other ways in more depth, so I don't really need that. These are handy. I feel like I would use these. These are nice. But again, Moon Mansions, not so much. So this deck, I don't really use. So it's been one that's been in the purgatory drawer. So I don't know. So, but it hasn't left yet. It's still here, but it's in purgatory. I don't really know what its fate is in my hands. So it's cool, and I can appreciate how cool it is. But again, I don't know if its place is ultimately with me. So that is the Moon Oracle. Very cool. Lots of thought went into it. But again, I don't know. So that one's in the declutter pile. Sad face. Another deck that I do not use very often, but for good reason, is this guy. This guy is my Tarot Oscuro by Estelle Riviere. Is that correct? Yes. Estelle, I think. Estelle Riviere. Anywho, this deck is not like anything I own. It's very much outside of the realm of my vibe. But it has a specific purpose, and I use this deck. There, look what was stuck. Oh, that's funny. I use this deck. This is for when I'm angry. This is for when I have, like, fiery rage building within me, and I need to feel those feels in a healthy way. I use this deck. However, I am really not a very angry person. It's one of those shadowy things that I repress the heck out of. So I do not use this deck very much for that reason. And that's kind of why it was funny that the tower was there. Anyway, because it's Mars. So this deck, the art style, even the back, the whole vibe of the whole thing is aggressive and full on. And it does make me a little bit uncomfortable. Like, look at that King of Swords. So when I'm feeling those feelings, when I'm in a state of heightened, like when I'm physically riled up as well, I use this deck to kind of explore and tap into those feelings in a way that is useful and productive. But like, as I said, I don't express and I don't indulge in anger in myself very often. So this deck does not get used a whole lot, but it's here just in case. So this is one I will probably never get rid of. I will always have here and have around, just for when I need to, like, explore. Like, look at that. Like, as a Queen of Swords, the fire, the rage, like, I can just see, like, the steam coming out of her ears because people won't take her seriously, even though she is the Queen of Swords. Like, it has all of the attributes that are very cathartic when it comes to dealing with those emotions, and it's great for that. I know it is, but even just holding it right now, I'm like, ooh, this is too much for right now. So the Tarot Oscuro, look at that box though, there's a snake motif, a snake on a stick. We love it. And there's also a little buggy and a sword there, which is very similar to my lightning bug. Anyway, it just, all the signs were there, right? Like, it's very... This is my birth card. My minor arcana, this is my decan. Right there. 7 of Wands, that's me. And, like, so there's parts of me that I need to explore with this deck, but it hasn't happened yet as often as I'd like. Because I really have a hard time allowing myself to feel those feelings, but when I do feel them, the deck is here and ready to go. So, that is my anger deck. Good Chariot. And it doesn't get used very often. Cute. Alright, I'll put that bad boy away before I get all buzzy. But yeah, so it's a good example of a deck that you have that you don't use very often, but it does serve a very specific purpose in your practice. So you don't need to use every deck that you have all the time. Another deck that does not get the attention that it was originally intended to get is this beastie. This is the Revival Art Tarot 2nd edition from Taroko Studios. I bought this, a couple years back. And the amount that I lamented over which edition to get, the amount of time I spent watching countless walkthroughs of second edition versus first edition, nitpicking to see which version I liked the best, is shameful. But this deck was one of those ones that really fit that mood that I was in when I created the Hellenic Oracle, when I was really in that space of being absorbed in this type of artwork, like feeling the emotion and experiencing tarot and oracle and divination through the paintings of those that came before. And it is fundamentally a gorgeous deck. It was a bit expensive and a little irritating to get to Canada. I tried to edge it, but the type of cardstock just wouldn't take the gold at all, so it always kept coming off of my hands, so now it just kind of has like a really kind of grubby tarnished look to it, so not in the best condition to sell, so she's mine now forever, I guess. But and I do like the associations, but for a while it just wasn't enough for me. It was it was flat because of my, you know, expectation from what I wanted out of a tarot card. So like the 9 of coins, I'm like, yeah, that's the 9 of coins, but like there could be more. I just also, though, this painting, look at her. Oh, that's Greece and or anywhere along the Mediterranean. And that's part of the reason. These particular type of images just send me in great places. But like 10 of coins, like, okay, but I want more, you know? That's why I really prefer this type of art in an oracle setting than in a tarot setting, because I want more out of it in the context of tarot. But it is gorgeous and beautiful. Like 3 of swords, yeah, but I want more. And like Ace of coins, that one's a little weird, don't you think? I don't know, maybe. But I can remember back at the time, like it was keeping me up at night thinking about this deck and like having to choose between the two of them. It was weird. I was in a weird place, but now that I have it, I don't use it all that often. And I need to. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to give it another go now, a year or so later, with a little bit more tarot perspective under my belt after having done a deck and walk. Now that I've internalized a lot more of the information about each of the cards. So for me, the association doesn't need to be on the card. It can be in my heart. So for example, now I know that this 3 of Cups is the second decan of Cancer. And I know that now. So I can still use that information, but it doesn't have to be on the card. So that's good. But yeah, Knight of Wands. I know that's a Sagittarius card, so I can run with that now. Like there is more information there that it's just, now it's not in the card, it's in my brain. So it's opened me up to being able to get more out of these type of decks instead of just like reading them surface level. So yeah, it's one that I want to use alongside this. And I think if I put it in tandem with the Hellenic Oracle, here, let's do a little bit of a testy test. See how they look and how they read together. Like, obviously they're gonna be beautiful. Oh, the Devil, Hebe and Persephone. Hey, cute. What else we got? A 9 of Swords, Good Fortune and Pegasus. Interesting. Okay. The High Priestess, Apollo and Nemesis. Ooh, all right. There's stuff. There's stuff there. But it does look really good together. Page of Cups, Pythia and Aries. All right. Yeah, this does look good, right? Oh, obviously it does. You're like screaming at me from the other side of the screen. I can hear you. Okay, it's good. Yeah, Eros, Eris, and the World. Love and Strife. Yep. Yep, indeed. Aphrodite, Erinyes, and the 7 of Wands. You know? Yeah. Actually, again, there's the 7 of Wands. That's my birth decan. That's another fun. If you haven't figured out what decan is the one you were born under, just do it, because every time it comes up in reading, you'll be like, that's me, and like get to know it a little bit better. So highly recommend. Like if you haven't done a decan walk or anything, and you just kind of want to play around with, you know, find yourself a little bit more in the tarot, finding out what your court card is, what your minor arcana card is, and what your sun sign card is in the majors. as well as your like, there's your like birth card, the one that's like numerologically related to you. Every time each of those cards come up, you're like, hey, and it just, you know, it helps you, you know, remember and see yourself in tarot a little bit more. So it's fun. Yeah. Oh, it's good. Anyway, so yeah, the Hellenic Oracle with the Revival art is good, and I should give it more of a chance. So this one, it's not, there's no danger of it going anywhere, but it, I do very much want to give it another honest try, because it's been a while and it kind of got lost in the shuffle. Pun intended. Lulz. Oh, like kill me. But yeah, so Revival Art Tarot. I'm gonna give it another go. I have a feeling this is gonna be a long video because I can't stop talking about things. Okay, this is one, the Splendor Solis Tarot, that I am so on the fence about. This is by Marie Angelo. It's a tarot deck published by, who is it? Published by them. Alchemia. How cute. This is, and was gonna sell it. Anywho, this is an tarot deck based on the alchemical text of the Splendor Solis, which is an ancient and very famous, backs are cute, text. And the book is the most cryptic thing. The minors, it has been shuffled, yeah, the minors are all little trees of life, and they have the path of that particular card. So if it's a 10, the path goes all the way to Malkuth. It's a 5, we've got Gevra highlighted here. There's also like little vignettes around it, very small in great detail. There's the planet, so 5 is Mars, 5 is Gevra, right, which is associated with Mars. So it's Mars of the Golden Earth, so that means it's an Earth suit, Pentacle suit, 5 of Pentacles. And then there's a setting around it, and then you've got just the alchemy of the 5 of Pentacles at the bottom. And then the courts, we've got Priest King of the Sparkling Air, that's King of Swords, sorry, alchemy of the King of Swords. Yeah, it's very different, and I can use it like I can a regular tarot, but it's not the same. So I feel like I need to spend some more time with this one. Yeah, there's Hod, Mercury of the Sparkling Air. It's different. It's definitely different. And then when you go to the guidebook, oh, there's the majors. It's all the alchemical processes in the majors, which is probably what I'm most interested in. Is like the various alchemical phases. This would be death. Number 13, the white bird. So you would like to learn a little bit more about that. I feel like, though, instead of trying to learn it through the context of tarot, maybe just getting the book Splendor Solis and maybe taking some time and reading it might be more useful. It's written in such a weird way. It's different. And there is a little RWS reference there too. So it's like they've got tarot is in mind. And then for this one, you know, the root of the power of earth. I think they do have, do they all have the, what should one call it? Hermetic titles in them? Looking, can't see. But it's beautiful. It's very much an art piece. But again, it's not something I'm just going to be like, yeah, I'm going to crank this out and I'm going to use this to do a reading for a stranger. So, I don't know. It's got that nice matte gilding. It's very, like, sticky, rose petally matte. It's, the production quality is great. As I said, backs are gorgeous. It's a bit stiff, but again, it's probably because I haven't used it, but it is possible to shuffle it, but, like, if I did a reading, let's see, 8 of Cups, the Devil, and the 9 of Cups. So like when I'm looking at this, all I'm seeing in my brain is the RWS cards and I want to like read it via my regular RWS meaning, and I'm like taking into account none of the actual imagery in any of the cards. So again, a me problem, but, and like if I look really hard I can see like, oh, 9 of Cups, 9, Yesod in water, but like blah. Anyway, so yeah, the Splendor Solis Tarot Inner Alchemies of Mithraic Light needs some more time from me to get to know it a little bit better, because She's a bit tricksy, this one. Yeah, if you have this deck, well, let me know how you use it. I'm very curious. Okay, one from the declutter pile. This deck. I gave this such a good hard go. I wanted to like this so much. I don't know what it is with me and Llewellyn decks. I just never get along with them. I really don't. Okay, Barbara Moore and Julia Jeffries. And Julia Jeffries is coming out with a new, like a Witch Sister tarot, which is along the same lines. This one's a Fae specific one. And it's portraits and up close. So there isn't really, they're not scenic. There isn't really a scene. It's more just like a character and a face. So if you're the kind of person that like identifies as like an empath or like really feels the things you see, this might be more useful for you than it is perhaps for me. But I find it difficult to read with in the way that I read, which is with a million cards on top of each other. Because when I put a spread out, let's just throw like, let's do, just put another there, another one there, another one there. It's just an overwhelming amount of people all looking at you, and then you're like, ah, you know? I don't, like, they don't really flow. Each of them is an individual in their own card, as opposed to like a functioning working unit. Doesn't really tell a story super well. I find this one better for smaller card pulls, perhaps in the context of like Oracle deck, and then like maybe 2 or 1 with it. And the guidebook's okay, but I don't like being beholden to the guidebook to get the most out of a deck. So yeah, this one, I wasn't picking it up. And it's the type of deck that I think someone else would get a lot more out of than myself. And I have a few other Fae decks that, for me, encompass Fae energy in the way that suits me a little bit better. So this one, just, I don't think it's for me. I originally edged it in gold, which you can kind of still see, but the gold clashed with the backs really bad because they're like a cool silver color. So I went over it in a black. So now I have this like blackened tarnishy kind of gold edging, which looks cool, but again, I'm like, does someone want that? Like, have I ruined the deck for them? So I don't know. Anyway, this one was in the declutter pile just because it's one that I just don't reach for. So yes, there's my shame. Tarot of the Hidden Realm. Just, I gave it the good old college try, but it didn't sing for me. Not that I demand my tarot decks to sing for me like some kind of evil overlord, but you know what I mean. We didn't jive. We were not compatible. There was not nearly enough chemistry. Here's another one that I really do not use very often. This is the Wooden Tarot by Skull Garden. And they do the Earthbound Oracle, which I love, and I use that one a lot. It's a great clarifier. It's just a handy little deck that goes with a lot of other ones. This one, however, I have found to be very difficult to use for this purpose. A little secret note I'm going to open up. I had to because I kept getting tripped up about the suits. Stones as wands just throws me. Stones should not be wands. I need to have a chat with whoever made this deck. Stones are pentacles, if anything. But anyway, it's fine. But it really confuses me, and it's not... It's a tarot deck in name and structure, but the images... I do like the aces. I like the aces as the god of their suit. I think that's great. I think that's really cool, actually. But... Oh, there's another one. Hey! And we got the elemental symbol, that'd be great. If even there was a little elemental symbol on all the other cards, it would have just made it so much easier. But, I don't know, I find it very hard to get intuitive hits from this kind of imagery. And maybe it is also, I'm not an animal deck person, and this kind of falls into the animal deck department a little bit. See, I like that card. That's cool. It looks cool. It looks so cool. But other than the face and the sun, I'm like, you know? I don't know. Like, I could obviously play on my usual expectations of what the Sun card means and does, but I'm not assisted by the imagery really at all in a lot of these. Like this card, 5 of Blooms, 5 of Cups. I had to refer to my little cheat sheet. I don't know. It kind of, but not really. I don't know. I've given it a good hard go, but I think it's just, ultimately, it's just, this deck is not for me. It knows it's not for me. It was so close. Like, that is an amazing death card. But, and a good ace of, I was going to say, yeah, ace of wands. Fire. Yes, that's easy. I don't know. I'm like thinking about it. I'm thinking too hard about it is what I am. It's just, she's not for me. I don't think. Even though it's beautiful. And I love, like, the production quality is great. This is wonderful cardstock. I love that it's just in a tuck box, that it's painted on wood. Everything about it is good, except its usability as a tarot deck, and that makes me sad. But yeah. It's one that I've like waffled on for a long time, but I literally never use it. Backs are also friggin' wicked. Ah, it has so much potential. It's like it misses the mark. It was like going good and then meow. But anyway, again, a me problem. I'm sure there's people screaming at me from the other side saying, but it's so good, use it like this. I'm like, I know it's good. But something can be good and also just not work for you because of whatever reason. It's totally normal. It's fine. I need to not beat myself up about it. But I'll get my little pirate note and stick it right back in the box. So yeah, I don't know. This one's been in purgatory for a while. I don't know if it will be decluttered or not. Maybe. I think, is it out of print right now? I can't remember. It goes in and out, I am pretty sure, but yeah, just Trixie. That one is Trixie. I'm also going to have a candle emergency again, so don't mind me. Another little tuck box deck that I need to give some more love to, that I like literally never use, is this one. This is the Londa Tarot by Londa Marks. I got this on eBay for a steal of a deal. I was really blown away that it was not like $100, which is impressive. This is an older deck from the 90s. Let me just do a quick double check on the year for you. 1993! I was 5! Wicked backs. Super good. Here's my shame. I haven't even shuffled it yet. I've had this for like a year, and I think I'm just afraid to use it because it's out of print and old, and I'm just like, as Candy says, saving it for best, but what am I even saving it for? It's really simple. It's really straightforward. Again, a very people-y deck, much like Tarot of the Hidden Realm, but there's no like in-depth backstory or really like, it's the same but different. Like the qualms I have with Tarot of the Hidden Realm do not really play into these cards because for some reason I feel like these are there's more scene to them. They're a little bit more scenic. There's like little hints that's just enough that I can read it in my classic RWS style and just like use it as a surface reader but with like cute alien androgynous folk. Like, I love it. This is like teenage me would be like, yes! These were the kind of doodles that I drew on my notebook, right? Like these kind of exaggerated alien-like characters. Very cool. It's so cool. I like it a lot. But again, I'm just like, I'm afraid to use it. So what I need to do is I need to just suck it up, shuffle it. Maybe I'll shuffle it right now and then get it over with. Because like, it's like, I haven't shuffled it yet. It's still in order. And then just give it a go and start using it. Because really there's no point in just keeping them around just for posterity. Sitting on a shelf or in a drawer. Not being used. So, and like it would be, I feel like this would be a really easy and clear reader. Like quite a bit. So you're getting a little flip through right now. Rapid fire, and then I'm going to suck it up. I'm going to shuffle, and maybe I'll do an interview spread right now. See how it feels about being ignored for like a year or two. Was it 2 years? I don't know, maybe a year and a half or so. Alright, here we go. We're doing it. It's happening. Gonna shuffle. Oh my goodness. Oh, the old cardstock. Guys, it's so good. This deck is almost as old as me, and it is far superior to so much of the garbage that comes out now. Alrighty, let's ask, what do you think of yourself? Hey, okay, what do you think of me? Oh, we gonna get one? Get that one. Yeah. And how will we work together? Okay. Alright, yes. So the deck itself, swiftness, Mercury and Sag. Alright, cute. I like that. Fair. 5 of Swords. Yeah. A little bit of defeat going on there, a little bit of unfortunate. Okay, it's mad at me a little bit, which is fine. Totally understandable. I get it. I apologize. And then how we're going to work together is setting rules, setting precedent, and there's a little ego, which is nice. There's a little Zeus buddy. But yeah, putting one foot down and, you know, taking charge, being assertive, taking action. That's what the Emperor is about. It's a fire card. It is an active card. Fire, fire, air. Cute. Alright, we did it. We got over the fear of not being cool enough for the tarot deck that I currently had. So anyway, that's the Londa Tarot. My Londa Marks. And I'm now committing to using it more often. I'm gonna go with a pair next of decks that really I do not use all that often. I like these so much. These are the Journey of the Sacred Bee and Wisdom of the Sacred Bee Tarot and Oracle deck. I bought them together. I didn't kickstart them. Were they a Kickstarter? I'm not sure. Yeah, they're great. They're very much like a sit in that like Kickstarter-y indie deck kind of space with the style of artwork, the production quality. It's that shushy matte noise. This one is gilded in turquoise. Little shiny foil on it. Like it's very, you'll know exactly what decade they came out of in about 5 years. And then this one has purple gilding, same motif with the foily backs and little bee. Probably isn't much of a surprise to you, but I love bees. Being a gardener, they are my little friends. And accomplices out in the garden. And here, let's do one of these so you can kind of see them together. I fell for the keywords on the Oracle deck. They are actually quite good. That one's that one, but they also have the hermetic titles on the bottom and the decans. So I really liked that information, as well as the Hebrew letter on the majors and the zodiacal association. So it had the stuff on it that I liked just for ease of use, but when I was in the process of learning, it was very good. But kind of since then, I haven't really picked it up a whole lot. But they're really pretty. I'm just not always kind of in this space of like busyness. Like it's bright. I'm not usually a bright color girly. I like my muted tones. I like the moodiness. I like the darkness. I like the you know, contrast and the haze of the depths, right? Like this bright, bold, in your face business, it's a bit much. So I think I just need to use it a little bit more. But I do love bees and the concept of bees, and bees from a spiritual perspective, bees as like the myth of Melissa, ambrosia, the food of the gods, came from bees. Like it's steeped in lore. So I just need to spend a little bit more time with it. But again, it's very bright. So I think this is something I just need to let go of and use a little bit more. This might be a really good deck to use outside in the garden. Like this 2-pair out in the nature out there would be a great time. So The other thing that kind of bugs me, let's see if I can find one. Maybe not. The knights and the kings are mixed up elementally for me. Like, or not mixed up, but they just choose a different association than I do. I didn't think the way I see kings and knights is as different as everybody else, but you know what? It might be, and that's fine. But that's just how I see it. Kings are air and knights are fire, but they have knights as air and kings as fire, which for me doesn't jive. Yeah, just the way I like rectify my knight king prince via Artibus and Thoth to kind of make them work together in the way that I can interchange both. For me, knights have to be fire and kings have to be air, thus princes are air, so it works for me and the way I use tarot. But anyway, that is the only like major thing that doesn't jive with this. Otherwise, it's just the color that kind of throws me off. But I do love these keywords. Like, we've got subconscious, dreams, devotion, denial, it's good and balanced, ascension. They're great. Again, it's just a question of needing to pull them out every so often. So, the Wisdom of the Sacred Bee Oracle and the Journey of the Sacred Bee Tarot need some more use in my collection. They also have a third one that's come out. I think it's called Keeper of the Sacred Bee, and it's like more of like beekeeper energy, which is different. I think these two are the two for me though. And honestly, the Oracle, like I should probably. That's what happens when you get like a matching tarot and oracle. Like I would probably use this more if I had just this, but because like I feel like I need to use them together and then I'm less likely to use this one gets ignored a little bit. So anyway, I just need to keep them out and about so that I remember to use them. Very summery decks too, so coming into their season. But anywho, that's those two. And my shame about not using them very much. The next one is this. And on paper, I like this a lot. I really do. But in practice, it's just too much. I really think this would have been better served as an oracle than a tarot. And like, I know so many people love this. Let me just yank it out of its poor box. And I've tried to give it a go so much, but it's just, I don't know. This is a mass market copy of the Dark Goddess Tarot by Ellen Lorenzi Prince, published by Schiffer. The cards are shiny and gilded in gold. They are shiny on the front and back, and the gilding is on the sharper side, but it's fine, no big deal. Like, I can shuffle this, no problem. Like, no trouble at all. And like, worst case, I can watch it all. And, you know, they're a little stiff, but that's okay. Look, it's Persephone as the Judgment card. So again, interesting. It is a goddess deck, as the title does suggest. And the darkness of the goddess is within the context. Goddesses contain multitudes. But it is kind of focusing on their, not less favorable, but the qualities that might be considered make them dark goddesses. The guidebook is great. But when it comes to reading this as a tarot, it's the same problem as I had with the Tarot of the Hidden Realm, and like, it's when you put out a bunch of cards, there's just so much information. Like, let me just zhuzh these all up so you can see them. Like, across Pantheon, like, you want to read into each of these, right? But this is only a 6-card spread, which really isn't that big. I think I get the whiplash when it's multiple pantheons. Like, this is a Welsh goddess, Greek. I think she's Roman, Greek, Roman. I don't even know who she is. Who's Mami Wata? 3 of Water. She is the Igbo goddess of ardor and fidelity. See, I from Nigeria, and like, there's a wonderful, lush opportunity for me to learn here. But when it comes to like a practical tarot use, like doing it in spreads and that sort of thing, it's just too much information. I don't know. I feel when themes are kind of wedged into the tarot structure, like goddess decks and a lot of the heavily themed decks, a lot of like the pop culture decks and that sort of thing, where they're kind of like wedging existing energies into the tarot and like trying to make them fit super well, it doesn't feel as cohesive as a deck created from scratch, if that makes any sense. Specifically tarot. If you're doing an oracle deck, go ham. Balls to the wall. Do what you're gonna do, right? But it just, I don't know, it just feels like too much and a lot. Like, this is a lot of energy, right? This spread, there's a lot of different, it's like whiplash. Spiritual whiplash. So that's why I find it very hard to pick up and use this deck. Otherwise, unless I used it like an oracle deck and I just pulled one and then worked with one like I would in a oracle deck setting, where I would use it as clarifier or as the central focus of a reading and then pull like regular tarot cards around it. But Demeter as the Five of Pentacles, like, okay, but if I was Demeter, I might not be super happy about that, you know? Like, there's so much to her. It's like, I don't know. Like, she does rule over the Earth's ability to produce and sustain humanity, but at the same time, the Five of Pentacles is just, like, she's not, like, part of her myth is the resource scarcity of when she abandoned her post to go look for Persephone, who happens to be right here. But it's not the only part of her, right? I don't know. I feel like it's pigeonholing the gods and goddesses into the tarot system, and it just doesn't feel super right for me, and it's not, I'm not good at using it like that myself, so, you know, otherwise it's a great deck. Like, I'm no qualms with the art. Like, I don't mind. It's just all over the place. And I think that's the thing, is I don't really like goddess decks that are so all over the place. I'd rather have it stick to a specific pantheon and see them within their own context, instead of like a clubhouse of female goddesses, you know? Does that make sense? I don't know. Like, Cersei's there. I love her. So great. Hestia or Vesta. You know, same thing. I don't know. But it's like trying to do the mental gymnastics to figure out how the goddess relates to the tarot card, and then figuring out how that relation answers the question you've asked the tarot is, it's a little bit more exhausting than just your standard tarot deck. So I think if I was going to keep it and use it, I would use it in an oracle context, but I don't know. I got weird feelings about this one, but I want to like it. I really do. Yeah, anyway, that's the Dark Goddess Tarot, and that is a honest and vulnerable look as to why I do not use it very much. And this one has been in purgatory for a while, which I'm sure the Dark Goddesses love. Having a great time in limbo. Another one that kind of falls into that same category of mythological kitchen sink is the Barbara Walker Tarot, and I love Barbara Walker. She's so great. Her encyclopedias of symbols and myths, both of those are amazing. I like her goddess book is informative. Her even her understanding of in written form, in text, is wonderful, so useful. But something about this deck just holds me back. I don't use it. I don't know why. It's a vibe, it's a mood. It's another one of those good old oldie but goodie ones. But I think all of the court cards are gods and goddesses from various pantheons as well. Again, so I think that's just another thing that I don't always enjoy. I don't like the cultural whiplash of experiencing multiple pantheons in one deck experience. I don't know why the Marielle's okay. That's the only one. That's the exception that proves the rule. She's great, but I think when you pick up the Marielle, it's the tarot first, and then the goddess energy and the deity energy in the Marielle is second. And like with the Marielle, no matter what happens, that Five of Pentacles is going to be the Five of Pentacles first, and then it just also happens to be Adam. But it's not. Like, not the Five of Pentacles. It's not trying to make Adam into the Five of Pentacles. It's the Five of Pentacles that happens to be Adam. Does that make any sense? Anybody? I don't know. With the Barbara Walker, it's, I don't know. It kind of does that, but the name's right on it. I don't know. I just need to maybe give her a try more, but I don't know. She reminds me of old video games I used to play as a kid too. Which you think would be a good thing, especially these cards. Like there was like back in the night, like really old, like rudimentary video games. Like the noise almost plays in my head when they come up. I just don't know. I guess it is good. I just don't use her very often, I think. And again, she doesn't really wedge herself into my vibe as well as she could, so. Yeah, the rest of like the minors and the majors in this are great. I have no problem with them. I think it's just the core cards. Same with the Heindel Tarot. It's the same kind of thing. I always trip over them. So. I don't know. Maybe she needs to spend some more time. But anyway, Barbara Walker. She needs some more love from me. Do not use her enough. That's a good card. Yeah. Or Emperor again. How fun. Aries is popping up lots lately. Mystical Dream Tarot by Jeanette Piedilato. 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 Is that like feet in French? Right. This one is one that I gave it a try in the beginning, but I think it goes its own way, and it goes its own way just a little bit too far. I think it's supposed to be a really intuitive deck, and there's symbols on it, but they're really not related. And like there's a crab on a Pentacles card. Like, guys, what's going on? So I think like there's familiar symbols, and I originally thought that they had connection, but they don't really. They're just, it's all over the place. And I can't do a normal tarot reading with this because the imagery on the cards doesn't line up with my understanding of tarot. So again, this would be a better oracle deck than a tarot deck, but I just can't use this one. Yep. And even the book meaning, like when you read the book, it doesn't clear it up. I always have too many questions with this deck than that I want to. Like when I'm done, you come to tarot with a question. It's supposed to answer it, not give you more questions. So yeah, this one's one that's just, I don't know. I would love to have a conversation with the creator about it. Be like, hey, what were you trying to do there? Because it looks so cool. I love the art style. It's beautiful. But, nope. Even if it was Pippi like this, maybe. Then I could, go my own way. But, oh, I don't know, man. 5 of Wands. Like, look at that. I don't know. Where? How? Anyway, so this one does not get used by me in the slightest, I'm afraid. So that one is in the declutter pile also. This one is actually kind of a lie. I do use this one occasionally. It's a majors only deck, and I think this is just a little reminder that I really don't use majors only decks all that often. I used it in my retrospective, not year ahead, but year behind spread that I did this year. And it's like, the book is great. Like for a majors only deck, there's a lot of wonderful information in it, and it's a good deck if you're looking to sit in goddess space. But it's got the majors in a feminine, like nondescript, pantheon-less, like generic divine feminine goddess kind of energy, and that each of the majors is one of those with a renamed title. So Path of Balance is the Emperor, which is different, but I can do it. I can work with that. And then it's got chakra cards at the back, which I don't find the most useful, but I don't, like if I'm working with chakra energy, I'm going to use either Andy's Feel Your Chakras Oracle or Chrissy's Narrative Alchemy Tarot, which actually, hold on one second. PSA for you at the moment. Andy's Feel Your Chakras deck, which is amazing, by the way. It is on Kickstarter right now for a boxed version of the regular colored one. This is a prototype version of the vintage edition, which is amazing and available on her website. But it's basically just a very beefy deck of the chakras and whether or not they're balanced, overactive, or underactive, as well as like a, it's not an affirmation, it's just the title. So this one, it says I do, so it's solar plexus chakra, get narrow-minded, so it means you have an overactive solar plexus chakra. I love unconditionally, you have a balanced heart chakra. And so it's just, it's good for kind of checking in with yourself and your own personal energy within the context of the chakra system. And I find it really great to just be able to check in with yourself. Sorry about that, guys. Battery died. How dare it offend me so. So what was I saying? So Andy's deck, with its positive and negative aspects of each of the chakras, it's just a great way to check in with yourself and kind of do any of that little chakra work with yourself. You can separate it by chakra specifically, or you can just go at it randomly, and it is not afraid to like drag you through the goals. Oh, it's always on point. Like, here, let's be brave. I'm gonna be very brave, and I'm gonna pull one of these right now. I'm gonna pull many of these right now. Let's see. Oh, I do have low self-esteem right now. You don't say. Underactive solar plexus chakra. Yeah, I do tend to have a lot of solar plexus chakra related personal energy qualms, but that is again related to my shadows and my sun sign, so we'll just deal with that a little bit later. But anyway, like I said, so it will drag you through the goals, and then what would be a great thing for me to do now is, after having been roasted by this guy, either pull out a tarot deck or an oracle deck to kind of explore that a little bit more and like see what I can do to kind of fix that and rectify it in my life at the moment. So it's a really handy tool. It's a great size, feels wonderful. I absolutely love it. And the boxed version of it is on Kickstarter like literally right now. So if you're interested in a version of this deck, go check it out. Watch her little description of it and check it out, because it is incredible, and it's got a couple weeks left to fund, so should be great. So Andy is at Metaphysics Made Easy on Instagram, and I will link her Kickstarter for this down below for you for sure. But anyway, that one is kind of how I prefer to experience chakra energy than just like, you know, the playing cards on their own. And her deck has a playing card for each chakra if you want to use it as like a spread position, but it has all the other ones too. So they're not super useful. These ones are not super useful for me just because I have all of the other amazing chakra work by some amazing tarot creators within our community. But you know, this deck by Isha Lerner is beautiful, but every deck is a majors only deck if you want. You just have to pull the majors out, right? So I used it once for my retrospective spread, and I haven't really used it since. So, Triple Goddess Tarot by Isha Lerner. Alrighty, last one, guys. We did it. We made it to the end. This is the Jungian Tarot, and this is another one that I haven't even shuffled yet. I only had this since Christmas. My mom got me this one for Christmas. And I think I don't have the book yet, but I'm actually thinking I don't really need the book, because I saw it at a metaphysical store, and it's only like 100 pages long, and it's just kind of like an expanded little white book. And this is by Robert Wong, the same author of Kabbalistic Tarot. So I was like, yeah, give me this one. But it's tarot from a Jungian psychological approach. Basically, it's taken the titles off of it, and kind of it wants you to see it intuitively and like through the lens of your own psyche. So our Fool, we've got the Cosmic Egg, Tree of Life and Knowledge on there. They're full of symbols. There's our Magician, Caduceus, alchemical tools and whatnot on his table, Sun and Moon. It's, you know, it's good, but I'm a little concerned that when I shuffle them all together, I'm not gonna know who's who. I'll probably be fine. Like, I could number them, but I don't think I will. Like, it will be fine. Like, obviously that's Strength. That's the Hermit. There's the Wheel. Justice, Hangman. Like, it makes sense. And then the minors are pippy. They're pips, which I love a good pip. Nothing wrong with some pips. But I think the premise of this is to, you know, just read it intuitively, which I could probably do, but I kind of want there to be more in it. So I'm just like, I don't know, waiting. What am I waiting for? What am I waiting for, Robert Wong? Because yeah, the descriptions of this are very, like, nothing that we haven't already seen in the little white book. It has the decans on them, but like in the book, but not on the cards, which is great. I just need to shuffle it and use it. Why does this always happen? It's like, You know the wall of awful that they talk about? How it's like you put this mental wall in front of yourself, in front of a thing that you're slightly apprehensive about doing, and in order to even think about doing that thing, you need to climb this wall of awful. I think I have that with this deck. Like, I think the deck is more than it is, so I'm like, oh no, I have to dedicate a certain amount of time and learning to be able to use this, when I really think I should just be able to pick it up and use it. Look at that devil card! Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. I love the faces too. I feel like they're definitely drawn after people he knows. They're so weirdly realistic. What a fun moon card. So I think I also just need to, oh, that's a tricky one. Like, would you think that's sun if you saw it? I don't know. I'd get used to it. Like any deck, you gotta learn it, but it's a nice world card, but so yeah. And the courts, look at that! Does that not look like Angela Lansbury? Is that just me? And yeah, so like the knights are standing and the kings are sitting. Bit different. And then just a slightly younger woman there. It would take some getting used to. I don't know. Maybe I should do the thing where, do you want me to shuffle it on camera again? Should I do that? I'll give you a quick flip through of the Jungian Tarot. And then shuffle it. Do an interview spread. Why not? This video's long enough. Because I know better. Like, I can read anything. My gosh. I can read 78 blank cards with the number on them. So, like, what am I? I'm cheating myself by thinking that this deck is too much for me, but it's really not. Okay. Alright, you. Let's get through the swords. Cute. Yes, very pippy. I do like a good pip deck, though. Ooh, Pentacles. Interesting. It's Dr. Phil. That was cute. Two. Oh, maybe the colors would. I'll have to... Hold on. I just had a brain think. Are they? Yeah, I wonder if these are associated with the planets. Hold on. So, 7 of Pentacles. No, it's Sephiroth related. Duh. Because that's Malkuth, and it's 10. Okay, gotcha. Never mind. It's not Deccan planet related. It's so that's not a planet. It's a Sephiroth on the pips. Cute. Okay. Keter, Hakma, Binaz, Black. Yeah, Hakma, Gevura, Netzek, Hod, Yesod, Malkuth. Okay, never mind. Yeah, it's right. They're all the Sephiroth colors on the pips, which is cute. I just, for some reason, I always think Tefereth is green because it's like love and heart space and heart chakra, but it's actually yellow. I get the planetary associations kind of mixed up too because Hod is, I want to say Hod's blue because it's Mercury, but it's actually like an orangey color. So anyway, it's fine. We're good. We've done it. Okay, we're gonna shuffle this beastie up real quick. Whew, that was an adventure. I'm glad you got to experience that with me in real time as I triple over my brain in front of you. Cute. Who are you? Okay, you're the sun. Nice. Who's me? Oh, I'm the Hanged Man. We're getting lots of majors so far. And how will we work together? Oh, and the moon. Lots of majors. Okay. Big energy. You were like waiting. You were like, finally, someone picked me up. Again, me in suspension though, kind of like trapped and stuck, which is like perfect. What was it I was saying about this deck and how I like the wall of awful was stopping me, but the wall of awful is just me. So yeah, hanging in suspension. And then this will help me uncover the mysteries of my subconscious. Of course it will. It's the Jungian Tarot. Oh my gosh, cute. Okay. And then sun being illumination? Yes. Yes. The waters of my subconscious will be illuminated by the sun, and together we will discover the mysteries. Wow, okay, fun. Alright, I'll give this one another go. This was never on the chopping block, it just had been sitting there, like, waiting for me to climb that wall of awful to use it. So, anyway, that's the Jungian Tarot by Robert Wong. So there it is, the shameful truth about the decks that I have that I really haven't been using a whole lot. But that being said, there's a lot of time to get to know them. There's a lot that want me to spend the time with them to get to know them, and I look forward to being able to do that again. And like, this video has actually been really nice, a little bit of reacquainting with them and, you know, breaking that seal, popping the sticker, and climbing the wall of awful together. I appreciate that very much. Thank you for helping, you really did. But yeah, as well as a few that I'm going to declutter, because I think their time's just done. There's only so long something can sit in purgatory before I never want to look at it ever again. So if you're interested, don't forget to check out the member space, the 3 different tiers there, just to get a little bit more behind the scenes content and specific tarot readings from me. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to message me. I'm always happy to hear. And until next time, I will see all you fine people in my next video.